Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody is doing well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to be doing my June and July favorites, and I decided to combine these together for a couple reasons. One, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. June kind of got away from me a little bit, but also I just really didn't have a ton of stuff to talk about. And I never really care if I don't have a ton of products to talk about, but by the end of June, I really literally just had a couple items, and I was still going to do the video, and it just kind of got away from me with work and stuff. And so when July rolled around and kind of the same thing was happening, and honestly, this is like the second time in 2 months that I've really put on makeup, and so I was just kind of like, okay, like let me just put these together. So I had initially planned to do kind of like a talking video and show you guys the couple of things, but I was actually getting ready for an event, and I was like shaking. I was so nervous getting ready for that event because it was really personal to me as well, and it was such an honor to be invited to speak. So that footage just didn't go well. So we're just gonna do our standard sit down and talk, but I am going to definitely attempt filming that type of video again. But yeah, so let's just get into it. I don't have a ton of things to mention. I'm going to start with the few makeup items that I do have. The first thing I want to mention, I want to give a shout out to the Covergirl Clean Matte BB Cream. Am I talking fast? I feel like I am. But this is in 560 Deep. Comfortable. This is in 560 Deep, and this is the, I believe this is the darkest shade that they have. Oh, I'm so uncomfortable. What is the deal today? I did have to lighten this up considerably, but I do still think it looks well. Hopefully it's showing up true to color. I do think it looks good on the skin. It's a matte, but I would say it's a very soft matte finish, so I was really actually nervous about that, which is why it took me so long to pick it up. But it is, and it's light coverage, like light, maybe light / light end of medium. I'm hesitant to call it medium. I think it's light buildable to an extent coverage. But I really like it. It hasn't caused any problems for me or anything like that, and I've worn it a few times. Like I said, I have not been wearing makeup a lot at all. Like, it has just been no makeup at all. But when I have been wearing makeup, I've been wearing this, and this has been nice because it's just been so hot outside, and so I haven't wanted to really wear makeup at all. I need some water. The last makeup thing, I guess, that I want to mention is just lip liners. I love a good lip liner, but lately I feel like I have really been loving and appreciating a good lip liner, and I've been just wearing them like as lipstick, and I find that they can be sometimes even more long wearing depending on the formula. So I think we all know that I love the NYX slide on lip liners, but I tried a new shade, and I did a video, if you guys saw it, my perfect nude lip, and the shade I used in there did lean a little bit more like pinky, but my lips do have a natural like pinky tint. But this one is just as good, if not even better than that color, and it was from this line. But this one is Sugar Glass, and this is like actually a nude. I don't even know if y'all gonna be able to see it. It's a, well, I guess it's actually kind of a pinky nude too, but it's more nude than that other one I wore. I don't even know if y'all gonna be able to see that. Yeah, I don't even know. I feel like I'm close to the camera, but hold on, let me see. Maybe I'm not as close as I think I am. Let me try to get closer. Okay. So look, we're real close now, girl. But yeah, can you see that? I'm trying to look at the viewfinder because I can't tell. That's how blind I am. But yeah, it's a pinky. This color is very true to what it actually is. This color is very true to what it actually is. So anyway, I've been loving that. I also, oh my goodness. Okay, so I was at Kohl's, and they had a whole bunch of the Balm stuff on clearance. So check your Kohl's if you're a fan of the Balm like I am. I had never tried their lip liners, and they're called the Pick Me Up lip liners. This one is in the shade Chemistry, and it's just, I love it so much. Oh, I love it. Like, this is, when I see this color, I just think Bridget. I do. I just think me. Oh, look at it. Just like a great universal year-round color. The formula is amazing. These are so smooth. Like, it's soft, but it's not as soft. If you tried the Maybelline lip liners, oh, I can't think of the name of them. They're so soft that literally as I'm trying to put them on, they just break so much, but they're so pretty and so soft, so I work with them. But these are soft, but they go on no problem. They actually, I thought they sharpened, but no, girl, they, you know, you can lift them right on up like that. And oh, and they're beautiful, pretty long wearing on my lips, and just so incredibly comfortable. So I absolutely love the Balm lip liners, and now I know, now I can't be stopped. I'm just going to collect them all because the formula is amazing. And then another new one that I tried, this is really good too. This is the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner. This one is in whipped caviar, and oh my gosh, this color is, now this one is, it's smooth and it's soft, but it's drier than both of the other formulas. Like, it's drier, but it's not dry. Like, if you've tried the Sonia K ones, that one I would classify as a dry lip liner, but it's really long wearing. This one is somewhere in between that and, say, the NYX slide on lip liners, because it's smooth and creamy. It's just a little bit drier, but I find that this one has better staying power because of that. And that's the whipped caviar shade down there. And I've just been loving these by themselves or with a little bit of a brown lip liner, maybe some lip gloss, maybe not. And I've just been loving these. Like, even when I'm not wearing makeup, I still will sometimes put just a little bit of this on just to enhance my lip color. Another thing I wanted to mention in terms of makeup, I've been loving these for the past, I don't know, 3-4 months, and I just keep forgetting to mention them. So Sonia K has done like this whole revamp type situation with her brushes, and she just a ton. And I've always been a fan of her brushes, but this has just taken it over the edge. I feel like these are even softer and even better quality. I didn't even know that she could go there, but apparently she could, and she did. So this first one right here is the blending crease brush, and the reason why I like this one is because I had been missing like a lot. Like, I have really small lid space, so this is literally a really great crease brush for me when I want to be a bit more defined in my crease. A lot of the other brushes I use are bigger and fluffier, and I like those if I'm doing just like a quick eye look or something like that. But when I want to go just into the crease and I really want to define it, this brush is great. It is soft, but I find that it picks up product and it disperses product very well. And then this is the smudge brush, and it's really soft. It's really great. It's small, but it is a little chunky. Can you see that? Like, it's small, but it is a little chunky. But they're really good, and I love them so much. So I really want to try some of their new like face brushes, because I haven't tried any of those, but the eye brushes I've been loving. Oh, and the sponges are amazing. They should have been in here, another favorite, just because even though I haven't been wearing makeup over the last 2 months, I've been trying those sponges for quite a few months now. Another thing I want to mention is, so I did a like Friday vlog that I broke into 2 parts. I was really nervous about that video. And I kind of did like a mask and chill, and so I was showing y'all one of my favorite like DIY masks. But somebody commented, I forgot her name right now. She comments all the time. I think it was Miss Poetic, and she was like, oh, I love the Freeman mask. And I'm like, me too, you know, like, I love those masks. But she specifically mentioned the avocado and oatmeal mask, and it made me realize that I don't be giving this mask like the props it deserves. So initially I thought I hated this mask, but I realized that this mask is so good when my skin is going crazy, because it really calms it down and it really like reduces the size of my pimples overnight. And it's so good. I also think that this is a great mask if you're like, if you have extremely dry skin but you want something to clarify your skin, because for me, I want something to clarify my skin, but having dry skin, I can't use the type of mask that I used to use all the time, because I like to mask a couple times a week. So this mask is great for that. It's really inexpensive, but it is amazing. Like, I don't like, price point aside, it's bomb. It can hang with any mask. It's so good. And this is one of the Freeman masks that I really feel is like one of the top masks that they have ever come out with, and it is like noticeable. It says it's for normal to combo skin, but I would even say this mask could really be for anybody, because it's so good. And I feel like because it's not super drying but it's cleansing, it really could work for a lot of different skin tones. Okay, I'm gonna stop fangirling the mask now, and I'm gonna fangirl something else. This is the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Concentrate. This is a oil blend. I had heard about this and I was just like really skeptical. Like, I mean skeptical, but It's really good. What shocked me about this is that like the oil is really thin and it soaks in really fast, but it really does, like the next morning, I'm telling you, like you do see a little bit of a glow, but over time it's really helping me with like just the texture and the evenness in my skin. And I just think it's doing an amazing job of that. Now I can't speak for if it's doing anything for like the fine lines yet, but I am noticing a difference in just the texture of my skin, and it is looking a little bit smoother. So I guess with more use I will notice even more. But it is just, it's so great. And sometimes when I'm like really tired at night, I'll just wash my face, tone, and put on this oil, and it's great for that. Now this does have a scent which I was not expecting. I don't know why, and it's a fairly strong scent. It goes away within a decent amount of time, but if you don't like scents at all, just beware of that because it does have a scent. Oh, I should have started with this. This has been saving my life, y'all. Listen, they sell 3 packs of these on Amazon, and these are ginger chews, and it's the original flavor. I'm down to my last pack, and I gotta get some more. Like, these are so good. Like, if you have a lot of stomach issues, or if you like deal with upset stomach a lot, or like digestion issues or anything like that, I would highly recommend these. They kind of make me think of like a ginger snap a little bit because they're so gingery, but these have helped so much. I am turning everybody that I know onto them because they are so good. And let me just, I can open it if I can open it, right? And I'll just show you. So they come individually wrapped, and this is what they look like right here. And I can already smell the ginger, but they are so great. I have them in my car, in my purse, in my book bag, everywhere. I will be buying another 3-pack. They are so great. I've been like having some anxiety with different things coming up for me, and so I find that these help to settle my stomach. And I've been also have been sick, so when I'm sick, these have helped the settle my stomach, and they settle the stomach, so like they do it fairly fast. So I can't even talk. They got me speechless. And you guys know that I had told you that, like, oh my gosh, I discovered ginger tea, and that was an amazing thing for me. But when you can't make some tea when you're on the go, like, this is an MVP right here. So I would just highly recommend these as something to look into. Final thing I want to mention is a book. This is An American Marriage by Tayari? I think it's Tayari Jones. So good. Oh my goodness. I bought this book not as soon as it came out, but I remember before it came out, but I thought it was. I was like, oh, I need to read this. And then it took me a while to pick it up. And then even after I got it, it took me a while to read it because I was trying to like come down from the semester and stuff. And finally, I just decided to go ahead and do it. And I read this book. It's seriously one of the best books I've read this year. One of the best books I've read since I started back reading over the last few years. It's so good. It's so dynamic. It's so complex. This story follows our main character, and he is wrongly convicted of a crime and imprisoned. And we see how this affects his life, but also the lives of those around him. So it deals with, wrongful incarceration of a black man. It deals with, marriage and family dynamics and love and faith, and I feel like it's an emotional ride. It was an emotional ride for me, but it was so good. Like, once I really got into it, I didn't want to put it down. And another thing, and I don't think this is going to be everybody's truth, but this book really, just like hearing the dialogue, I was like, I don't know, it was something about hearing the dialogue that I feel like, because especially somebody who grew up inner city, like I grew up inner city of Detroit, and now since being in school, I am far from Detroit, and I have in moving up, I feel like the more I move up, the less I see people who look like me. And so something about reading this story kind of drove that point home for me a little bit more. I don't know, but it did. And there was like a point in here where I can't even remember what he said, but I was like, oh my goodness, when is the last time I heard somebody say that? It's like a slang term, but I was like, when is the last time I heard somebody say that? And it just made me laugh. But anyway, this was an amazing book. I would highly recommend it. Is that everything? I think we discussed everything. Yeah, I think we discussed everything. So that is all of my favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, thank you so much for watching, commenting, supporting, taking a few minutes out to spend some time with me. I truly appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.